I doubted Power earlier on in the event. I thought that coming into their second match against G2, they were just not going to be up to par, and they 3-0'd G2. Obviously, G2 have improved since then. The Power they've shown that they do have that level in them this event. It's just not been there every time, and it's not there off the go because Chronic has just flip reset on them in 6 seconds.
If anything is going to set up a series for it being the sort that Team Liquid want it to be, it is a Chronic. The man who at times this split has been pinned back by his two teammates being just that little bit too aggressive. Him opening up, sprinting off the blocks is perfect for Liquid.
I totally agree. I think that they need to all be on the same page here. If it's just Oski and Atto running riots up front with a Chronic just chilling at the back, that doesn't work these days. You have to have everybody involved in offense. You have to have everybody involved in defense. Of course, some players will just be a little bit more one or the other, but look at Team Liquid, they're swarming at the moment. Like you mentioned, they've already had that one series on stage today. Took down Quadrant pretty convincingly. If they can do that, then I don't know if Power, at least in game one, will be able to match them in terms of pace.
Even 30 seconds in, it seems the Liquid creativity is in full effect. He's doubling down and he's got another.
That's two flip resets for the Chronic already. You've got to get up more quickly than that. Fever, during the earlier stages of the competition, was playing a lot faster than he did there. Hesitates on the goal line, jumps up way too late, unable to block the shot or stop the reset from landing in the first place.
Well, Team Liquid haven't played Gen G at any point yet, but I would be looking forward to the Chronic versus Chronic battle. One for the casters to keep an eye out on if that is to happen. And here he is at the back, where he's been more often than not this split. The control he has. We were speaking to Oski just before the series started, and he was saying they just want to chuck themselves at the ball. It's not one for having a real game plan. It's about being creative, showing the style that's gotten to this point, and it's gotten to majors consistently since they came together. It could be a third goal. In comes the Chronic for an early hat-trick, but Amphiss gets to save this time.
That's such a key save. Chronic getting a hat-trick that early on would just put game one away, but Power just have to try and control the game at the moment. Just slow it down, just try to stop conceding. I don't think they need to worry about pressing for goals just yet. It would be nice, but there's so long left in the game. I'm just going to try and figure out what is it that Liquid are able to do to outplay us early on here. How can we stop that from happening? Key stage being called upon. Amphiss just lobs it into a difficult enough location. Team Liquid are barely letting the ball go past halfway.
Here's Atto. He's almost setting up something else for himself right now. All Power are able to do is just send the ball as far as they can, but they do get a second touch in the center. That allows them to come forwards and with a huge clearance. Just sends it all the way back again. It's Atto racing. Is anyone arriving here for Team Liquid? No one yet, so despite all their pressure, they're not falling into the trap of overcommitting, but when a Chronic gets the ball, he almost certainly sinks it until that's saved in the air from Power.
Well, he does Oski have a reset here. He tried to get one. Looks like he might not have, but a good 50-50 backup as well. Atto with a chain dash and an outplay in the back corner. Every Team Liquid player is so mechanical. Starts off game one. At least for Power's sake, they are now getting away from defense every now and then. Not for long, but it's a start. This is their best chance of the game. Amphiss with a reset of his own, goes low with it. Saved well by Team Liquid.
That was a great idea though, the demo. Just opened things up for Power. Now starting just to build a couple of chances. That's what they want to happen. To find their way into this series and into this game. And having to do some defending in the meantime. Amphiss takes a touch up against Atto. The challenge towards Fever, who tries to take control, but a Chronic is too swift yet again. Oski's coming up, Atto's underneath. And more last-second heroics for Power. They can't keep getting away with these loose balls over the top of their goal. Eventually they'll be punished again and lose the third. But for now, they are getting it into the blue half.
This is better. Oh, best chance of the game by far for Power. In double commit on the follow-up shot. Still a chance though. Team Liquid are stranded here. Chronic picked up 100 boost. That's going to help out. Atto as well. So while Power had pressure there, they didn't steal either of the back boosts. Liquid were able to grab them both. Help them break free of what could have been a bit of a tricky situation, but better by Power. Bit of an unpredictable play in the final third. All that said and done, they are still down by 2, and I said earlier on, they don't need to panic. It's all about plugging the holes in defense, which are obviously there at the start of the series, at the start of the game. And now, if they are going to come back in this game, they have to just let loose a little bit. If you concede, so be it. At least give it a go.
Which is rare as well so far in this tournament. Power and Team Liquid, two of the best defenses. Even though on paper you'd expect them to be aggressive, attacking teams. We've had so far at this full major. Power turn it around in the last 50 seconds. It's another good opportunity for them. Fever's got a clean touch. Is that one going in? Yes, it is. Power do get themselves back, and this game suddenly becomes close.
Very nice play by Power. Bit of a panic touch there from a Chronic. Tries to clear it, but that's just a pass to Fever, who's waiting a little bit further back. Chronic gives him exactly what he wants. Fever hits the open net off the wall. What have they got planned? On the kickoff, it's to the right, it's to Fever again. Early shot will be saved this time by Chronic. Power well played to the nick. Up the pace here a little bit. They've realized that they were just giving Liquid a bit too much time with their air dribbles. It's no longer the case.
The momentum of an entire series could well swing on this next 30 seconds. If Liquid could see it away, they will feel like huge favorites going forward. But if Power get back, then maybe the same gold dust in the air that took them down G2 will be here up against Liquid. Fever into the center. Oski closes it down. Good defending from him. Atto is there as well. Good pace from Team Liquid. Power trying to launch one more, and that miss on the wall could set it up. Fever's in. Such a good mechanical player at home. Can he convert it? Over here at the LAN. A few more seconds left. Amphis is up. Trying to race Atto.
Wow.
Gets it through him. Still got a little bit of boost. Fever was coming in but couldn't quite get there. We're at 0 seconds. And Team Liquid do manage to see it away, but some good indication for Power.
Yeah, I think they're going to just chalk that one up to being a warm-up game because they got blown away by a Chronic in the first few seconds. 2 flip reset goals in a row. The remaining 4 minutes, it was just leaning a little bit more towards Power with every passing second. They started to get out of their own half a little bit. Then it was a back-and-forth battle in the midfield. Suddenly, they're the team who are backing Liquid into their corner. So the way things are trending, Power actually won't be too upset with how this is going. They probably knew Liquid were going to have this pace in Game 1. They've played on the stage today already. They played on the stage in Europe, the London Major not long ago. Can Power respond quickly enough? I really feel like the second game is a must-win for them. Things are trending in the right direction, but you don't have a lot of time in a best of 5.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time, and Chronic didn't take a lot of time to get there. Always lovely to be here. I was given this earlier. Bronze 2, I'm told, to represent my casting. Did you get something similar?
They gave me an SSL. Was that for your casting?
Yeah, that's what they said. You got an SSL one?
Yeah,
Unbelievable. What can you do? But we are here.
Sorry, Cole.
It's fine, mate. It's fine. I know where I stand. And hopefully Power don't know where they stand. You know, they have to up against Team Liquid, who look better based on that first game, and just try and tear them down, get themselves a foothold in this series. And maybe this is how they do it. Edgeable demo almost pays off straight away.
That's something that worked phenomenally well for Power against G2 in the matchup earlier in the Swiss stage. Demo plays and passing plays. Those are the 2 main sources of Power goals in a matchup that was resulted in a very unexpected win, but very impressive win for them. It's a very nice pre-flip from Tarsos. That's Amphis with the follow-up, well left by Fever. Power 1-0.
Johnny, you talked about the ingredients, and Power are cooking something up nicely now. Fever with the fake, Amphis with the follow-up. Came from a bump, it came from a demo, it was scrappy, it was dirty, but it was enough for Power, and you can see the reaction from all of them up on this stage. Tortoise in particular, he's been here since Season 3. He's seen it all in the world of Rocket League, been right up there even in the world at times. And just trying to fight to get into that top 8 for the first time in this last couple of seasons with OCE.
Yeah, Tarsos, don't forget, one of the greatest finishes at an international event, at a World Championship, 4th place. That is an equal best with last season's Furia for a team that isn't from North America or Europe. Oh, well kept alive there by Atto. A Chronic with the equalizer. This is all about Atto slinging the ball back into the middle. It was Power trying to knock it into the corner. Atto denies it. Team Liquid score.
I love it as well from Oski, just refusing to leave the play. He got the flip reset, but he didn't turn around and look at his hard work and appreciate it. He carried on, went for bumps, went for demos, made it as difficult as possible to defend. Team Liquid to get themselves back in straight away. Now they take to the skies. These are working time and time again earlier on Manfield. And they're on Aquadome. They'll need a few more attempts, but that's good pace again from Oski.
Oh, wow.
Yep, every time he goes up, it seems to be effective.
What a recovery by Oski. He beat his opponent to the ball, got bumped into the ceiling, and still managed to use that to his advantage. And that's reminiscent of Garrett's famous goal in the grand final of Season 5. A series for many that's considered the greatest ever played. A shot that's still relevant in the modern day meta.
Fever can maybe respond straight away for Power. Falls to Amphis. Up to the ceiling he goes. It's a right show match right now between these two. All the tricks of the trade coming out between them. Team Liquid coming out on top for now, despite going behind. Fever but he's closed down so fast again by Oski. Power are going to be having nightmares about him after this series is over.
Just flashes of mechanical brilliance. Just that problem that many teams have when they play against Team Liquid. You know that they're going to come at you with all the pace and all the aggression, but it's not enough to know. It's different when you're in the lobby up against it. You underestimate the recovery speed. You underestimate what they can do off the back of your plays. Lovely back pass there by a Chronic. Looks like his teammate didn't quite read that one to perfection, but they're starting to swarm Power again. All that momentum that Power were able to build up at the end of Game 1 into the start of Game 2, completely turned around by Liquid.
This is, of course, a matchup between the two most recent winners of these teams' respective regions. It was Power who, despite disappointing at the start, won the final two for OCE.
Whoa!
And Liquid, who somehow keep that ball up. They won the final one in Europe. I don't know how that stayed out. All sorts going on the Team Liquid goal line. But one stat that matters is that it remains 2-1.
Yeah, Power have to be careful here. That was a real scramble. They'll probably feel like they could have scored. It's all about playing the clock against Team Liquid on a 1-goal deficit. Don't need to panic just yet. If there's one criticism that has been sent towards Team Liquid, it's that they do double commit at times. They do make mistakes. That's the panic flick from Amphis though. Something that they absolutely cannot afford to be doing, especially in Game 2. Warm-up game is finished now. Those excuses are gone.
There is another criticism that can be levied at Team Liquid, and that's that they've not won a game so far at this event since going behind. They are 0-6, but interestingly, Power 0-8 as well. So neither of these teams good at coming back, despite the fact that Team Liquid have managed to turn this game around, at least for now. So despite losing, history and statistics are on Power's side. They just get this goal. They've got 90 seconds left to force it. Torsos tries to take his time with the jump, but Oski too quick yet again. Fever just waits a split second, doesn't want to rush into things and force the 50-50 Team Liquid's way, but it is Liquid that win it. Good touch there from Atto, and fist to the side, and Fever tries to complete the transition, but Chronic isn't letting him. Power desperate for a couple of clean touches in a row.
Well, there's a little bit of a double commit, nothing too problematic for a team like Oski. It's right back onto the ball. Power pre-jumping very early on these plays, maybe a bit too high at times, as Liquid start to adjust, force the ball underneath them.
Fever's gonna beat the Team Liquid defense there, and that's a great second touch from Torsos. He's got the flip reset underneath the Chronic. He tries to go almost. Nice ideas from Power, but Liquid defending too well. It has been their stalwart defense that's been their best asset so far. As we mentioned earlier, we'll have to rely upon it again for the next 40 seconds to get a second 2-1 victory in a row in this series. Unless Atto can double up that lead, he tries to get the reset over Amphis. Amphis is there, it's Liquid knocking on the door, trying to finish this game here, and Chronic almost makes it, just about off the crossbar though.
What a save by Fever. Final few seconds of the game. Power stuck in defense, but at least they only trail by 1. Liquid looking to make it 2-game advantage. Some would say that is just something Power cannot come back from. And they somehow create a goal-scoring opportunity against the run of play.
Oski is gonna do enough just to bundle his way in the way. And as you say, Johnny, give Team Liquid that second game, and it's a long way back for Power now. They were 2-1 in the Swiss after beating G2 in the club, but lost to version 1, and now they are staring down the barrel of a loss to Team Liquid. Is making it very, very tricky for them. What positives can they look for in Game 3 and beyond?
Well, really, it's a very tricky situation now. I mean, Power, the stats don't really help them out. Both of their losses so far in Swiss have been 0-3 defeats, as Des mentioned. Now they're down by 2, so, you know, they've not done this before at this event. They've not looked like they can come back from behind, and Liquid have got that mechanical ability. They've got those quick recoveries. By the way, Oski with a very nice save on his teammate's attempted own goal there, obviously not intentional. Yeah, those quick recoveries from Team Liquid are really causing problems for Power. They just get back to the ball a little bit faster than Power are expecting, and Team Liquid aren't, you know, we're talking about them as a team that have had criticisms against them. That's not to say that they're a one-trick pony. They're not just ball chasing at supersonic speed and hoping for the best. You know, a couple of times that game, they noticed Power have pre-jumped them in defense, so they just forced the ball underneath. They're still paying attention to what Power are doing, trying to counter that. So even if Power do switch things up. I think Liquid can still counter them with a switch up of their own. Right now, it's been all about Power trying to read what Liquid are doing. And that's like playing Rocket League on hard mode.
It's always playing Rocket League on hard mode when you're up against Team Liquid, but an early lead for twelfth and Power will just change that difficulty to hard medium.
Yeah, big dunk. Nice placement there underneath Atto. Thought that the shot was likely to go straight into the top corner, not that it was going to bounce into the top corner. Power, once again, able to take the lead in a game. Like you mentioned, before that loss that we just witnessed on Aqueduct, they were able to win every game in this event where they took the lead. But that stat is now no longer true. And once again, they almost lose their lead pretty quickly. Both teams, they've been good front runners so far. They might be in this situation.
I think it's true.
Somewhat open. Not enough though. Atto slams the door shut.
Atto just closed the angle as much as he could and managed to squeeze his way in the way, but Torstos is trying to cause some more chaos. Fever's going for a double touch. Actually, he's not. And Torstos comes in again, so Torstos seems to have woken up. He's the player that's trying to put his team on their back. The experienced man, speeding them up, leading the charge, setting up the pace, and Amphis gets an easy second.
Yeah, very simple stuff for Power. Team Liquid needed to control this. They just needed a little bit more time. That corner boost was just grabbed on that far side. There wasn't enough time killed in the back corner for the third man to rotate back into the play. Power capitalized. Team Liquid's just brief moment where they're regaining their rotation, getting back into position.
Power with their best chance so far this series of getting the game. A 2-goal lead. Still plenty of time, but they're playing well. They've definitely warmed up, it's fair to say, but Liquid got a lot of heat of their own. They'll keep the ball coming. Oski only as far as Amphis. Atto's coming in, he's got boost as well. This is danger right now for Power, but it's closed down by Amphis. Power have stepped up the pace, and for now it's working, but one touch from Macronic could change that. Oski shoots. It's on the crossbar. Maybe the pendulum has swung though. Atto goes for the reset off the backboard. Smart idea, but Power scramble it away.
It's really well played by Power. I mean, these shots from Liquid are tough to stop. Oski nearly scored an absolute scorcher. For once, Power look good. Another attempt on this time a narrow redirect from Team Liquid. I mean, if they connect with any of these plays, they're not going to be savable. Power have to be proactive. They have to get out and challenge. They have there. Now the net's open. It's on the goal line. What a read by Atto. Well, how much did he know about that?
He was already up. He was just waiting. I think he would have assumed that this one was going in. It's the pure pre-jump from Atto.
That's disgusting. To know exactly that the ball was bouncing up to the top corner from such an unconventional angle. Very well played by Atto. Said, Power, they're trying to be proactive. They're trying to get out there and challenge Team Liquid. They know if they just sit on their goal line, eventually Team Liquid are going to score. They're going to put in something that's not savable reactively. Even if you do advance, Team Liquid are so fast that they can outplay you. There's so much time left in the game. Tough position for Power to hold on to.
How they would love to hold on. In almost all the series they go out in these lands, they go out 0-3. They have to try and just find a way to get themselves into series, even if it's not going very well, even if they're 0-2 down. Torstos gets to the top, but Atto's already reading it. The pre-jump meta is working right now for Liquid. Maybe Power needs to be a little bit less predictable. Take a first touch instead of going for an air dribble. Keep the ball as close to you as possible. Just try and tempt the Liquid players in to force a clean challenge as opposed to a clean hit for them.
That's a great run down the line by Atto. Mind game into the bump attempt. Amphis dodges it. Key save. Amphis maintaining the 1-goal lead for Power. This is looking a lot like game 1 though, where they're just stuck in defense for large parts of the time. You feel like eventually Team Liquid are going to score if this continues to happen. Power look far better when they can start to fight in the midfield. They've got great cohesion with their defensive challenges. They follow up each other really well. Their comms are definitely working. Can they keep up with Team Liquid? Here comes Oski. Amphis once again. That guy denies the last play, but Atto's past his man. Knocked clear once again by Power. More and more possession plays for Team Liquid, not really materializing. Will they get frustrated?
Power doing everything right now to keep the boost reserves high as that pre-jump pass from Macronic almost reaches its target. Fever takes control. Good play from him, but Atto closed him down yet again. It's always being read from Power. These solo plays from them, maybe passing's the way to go. They just have to mix something up. The approach isn't quite working anymore. It seems for all the world that Liquid will find a way. It's just a matter of time. Oski's trying to force the issue, but Torsos again off the backboard and then closes it down. And that's the extra touch that Power needed to let them in. Fever almost beats Oski, but Oski gets the save.
That's great stuff from Oski. Staying active in the play. Realized that Atto had not cleared the ball, so he waited exactly as a striker would for it to fall down in the middle. More saves coming in for Power, just routine saves. They're just keeping their, keeping their synergy going is the key here. Whenever somebody challenges early, it forces Liquid to go over the top, and then the goalkeeper can make a save. Another example of that. Early challenge, followed up by a save. That's been the recipe for success for Team Liquid. Now, it looks more than a recipe for success for Power, I should say. It looks more than doable for the comeback.
Shot number 13 for Team Liquid comes in with 10 seconds left. So many saves as well. Another one. That one more further away from the goal. A chronic into the center. Maybe it all ends now. No, it's just missed. Power is 0 seconds. Hit this ball on the floor. And they take a game in this series, and it's well shepherded by them on the backboard. Power do get their game and a foothold in the series.
Great stuff in defense from Power. They're doing so much work for each other. I mean, when you're sitting in goal and Team Liquid are air dribbling towards you, any of their players, you want somebody to go. You want somebody to get up. Even if your teammate jumps up and gets outplayed, that's fine, as long as you force something out of Team Liquid. They struggled at the very start of game one. Didn't get any challenges going on the air dribbles. They were letting resets happen close to the net, and their goalkeepers are getting 1v1. But now they're defending in twos. Somebody goes early, there's always a goalie behind him. Challenge might miss, might get outplayed, but there's another challenge right behind it to follow up. And they're clinical in offense, scoring 2 from just 5 shots.
It was Torsos who really pulled away as well for Power, sped their game up, forced the issue. The second goal was lovely play from him, keeping his momentum on that back wall. Not a simple mechanic to do, even though in the moment it may not look particularly tricky. And Power have a lot to build upon for that. I think that Team Liquid will still be full of confidence after the way that game ended. They finished it much in the ascendancy. But Power have proven that they can defend against Team Liquid. Maybe they can frustrate them if the game stays at 0-0 for a little while and force their own goal just on the break.
And, you know, don't underestimate how effective Torsos was in defense at times in that last game as well. 5 saves for Fever, 6 for Amphis. You might think, well, they're carrying defensively, but it really was a team effort. Every play had 2 players working in unison to stop one of Team Liquid's, and then the quick recoveries would make sure that they had enough left after those 1v2 plays are attempted by Liquid to get the clears, to control the play. And now, hold on a second, almost managed to synchronize the last second demo. A very nice little angled double tap. Patience from Power here. They've slowed down the pace of the game. This is getting more into their territory and not what Liquid are used to.
Liquid have dealt with it for now. The Power are showing the different strings to their bow. They can be quick and they can be slow. So many shades of grey in between. Here's Fever to the ceiling. Amphis is arriving at the side. Is the ball going to find him?
Wow.
Yes, it is. Brilliance from Power, and they take the lead again.
It's just perfect positioning from Amphis. He started that play at the center of the box, ran all the way around to the far post to give that downward pass option. If you're in the middle, it's much harder to reach that ball if it comes quickly down to the far post. Amphis hitting it after it's way past the post, still able to slot the angle. Comms are online for Power. Comeback is very much online as well.
Remember as well that Team Liquid played on this stage earlier on today. They were warmer coming into this series. The fact they got the first 2 games and Power started a little bit slow maybe is par for the course and perhaps expected. Now they've got to get that momentum back. They're trying those flip resets that were so devastating in game number 1 and 2. Not quite worked here. Again, Power have opened up to them. They're reading the solo plays. Perhaps an infield pass will be better for Team Liquid because Power seem to know exactly what they're doing. Reach up stays, but now Atto has a bit of time. He's trying to fake out Amphis, and Amphis is not falling for it this time.
Well, if Power can pull this off, it will be quite spectacular. A reverse sweep on an informed Team Liquid, something very few teams would be confident in doing. Not only that, they're going for something quite historic. Only the second time that 2 teams make the top 8 at an international Rocket League RLCS LAN who are not from NA and EU. Last time that happened was Fury and Falcons and the London Major. So this keeps happening. We're not going to be talking about OCE trying to play catch up to South America and MENA. You know, they're really getting in the mix here, showing that they're here to play. It's inspirational, traveling to the other side of the world and taking down a European team in their backyard.
They just keep getting these final touches, Power, right? When it seems that Team Liquid They're about to put them in their grave. Power just charge away, charge them down, get in their faces and keep them out of their goal. I don't know how long it can happen for, but for now, Team Liquid continue to be frustrated. Fever at the other end wants to get a dunk on Atto, but Atto closed them down too fast. All Oski can do, the man who was stopping Power at source every single time they came forward earlier, all he can do is P-Power up for the next attack.
Well, Team Liquid are expecting air dribble resets here. They're standing off, getting ready for the play to come towards them. But it's the offload, perfect pass, and the bump was connected as well. Every player from Power making sure that they synergize to perfection. The timing is everything. Team Liquid had no response.
The last time Power were in this position, 2-0 up in the previous game, they conceded one but held out for a 2-1 victory. This time I get the impression they're going to stay on the front foot, try and turn it into 3 and build some momentum for, whisper it, Champions Field, the first one of the day, the first one with this crowd. Will we be treated to that fabled map, or will Team Liquid break Power's hearts and OCE's hearts? Coming forward now, Torsos more great defending on the backboard. Their backboard has been locked down for the last 3 games.
And they're just frustrating Team Liquid. For Team Liquid, they want to make those big solo plays. They want to give the crowd something to cheer about. The multiple reset plays, the backboard rebounds. But it's so difficult to do that against the defense who are playing as well as Power are. And it's not 1v1 plays for Power. They know that individually they're probably the second best team here, but they can make up for it by synergizing to a higher level than Team Liquid do.
And they're faking everything as well, Power. They're going up for the ball and letting a teammate in, and Team Liquid continue to fall for it. But now they have some control. Oski can easily be ahead and attack. Into the heart of Power. Atto up against Fever. Still not quite happening. They're just not connecting anymore, Johnny.
Yeah, Team Liquid might start to doubt themselves. It seemed like they had everything going. Acronic showed up huge in game 1. We've all seen what Oski and Atto can do recently. Acronic's really been the only question mark. Oh, that's going as well. Solid contact by Fever. This is going more and more towards Power with every passing minute. I mean, Oski just got caught out by Power there. He's too far off his line.
Team Liquid, who have gone to Series 5 in every single event so far in Europe this season. It looks like they're heading, well, they've already headed to Series 5 here, and it looks like we're heading to Game 5 as well. And so far in this tournament, just to say how the omens aren't looking good for Team Liquid, they've lost 2 Game 5s, the first to version 1, the second to phase plan. So not had too much luck on Champions Field. Power will know that. They will be reveling in this opportunity to finally send an OCE team over there into the top 8, into the playoffs. Well above expectations for Power already. Can they see this one through? Can they set up on Game 5? Or does Team Liquid have one more chance to make something happen? Acronic just starts to put doubts in those minds.
Yeah, Power is trying to stack as many bodies in the way of this one as possible, but looks like Atto is able to find the angle through there. Acronic slots the finish as well. What have Team Liquid got planned? The very next kickoff. If Power can just get control of the ball here, they're going to waste a lot of time. It looks like that might happen. Amphiss forced to close the distance. Oh, he's done well there. 2 50-50 wins in a row for Amphiss. Doesn't rush the shot. He didn't want to give Team Liquid anything to work with there. Instead, he just controls the ball. That's not too bad of an outcome for them. They've wasted a lot of time. Yes, they gave away half of a chance, but composure from Power. The comeback is real. Team Liquid lose twice in a row. Power with a better scoreline with every game that goes by. And they're going to put in... Oh, no, they're not going to get one more. Just barely denied by Oski. Power looking to get OCE into the top 8 for the first time since the Open Circuit era. And it's Torsos, the GOAT from OCE, alongside 2 of OCE's most mechanical players. If anyone can do it, they can.
Liquid's coach, Exper, is pacing up and down. Words being said very quickly by him to his team. He is well aware that something has to change going into Game 5, because right now, it's Power that has the momentum. They have the belief. They have their region on their side as well. It's pretty even between the crowd who they want to see win. There'll be support for both teams, but other than that, everything in Power's favor. I mean, Team Liquid, Johnny, they're a team that live and die by the sword. They will never mix up their play style. Unless, do they?
I mean, I don't think they should. Okay, this might sound crazy, but I think Team Liquid should just keep doing the exact same thing. I think they'll probably know themselves that they've lost 2 games here because they didn't execute their game plan as well as they can. They didn't play well enough. They should know that they are better players. I think anyone who's looking at the individuals here, you know, I think players like Amphis and Fever are underrated on the world stage, even by myself recently, but Team Liquid mechanically are above Power. If Power can't keep up with them, and Team Liquid should win in the modern day metagames. So Team Liquid have just got to make those plays happen, make the mechanical plays happen, go up for everything as quickly as they can. That is how they beat even the best teams in the world. Trying to play Power's game, the slow game, the organized game, that's not the way to do it for Liquid. They've lost 2 games in a row, but I think they just got to stick to their plan. They will get the opening goal. Much needed momentum for Team Liquid.
Plan A continues, and it's Oski, who has been a little bit quiet in these last couple of games, nipping in between Fever and Amphis. The finish was put away by Atto. The 2 attacking powerhouses for Team Liquid combining in 11 seconds. This is the team that at the last major they were in, they reverse swept G2 to eliminate them. They are now on the cusp of being eliminated via a reverse sweep themselves, and I'm gonna guess they don't want to know what it feels like, Johnny.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want to ever remove from your bucket list. Just keep it there. Just retire before that happens. I think Power's composure has been phenomenal so far this series. The fact that they're conceded early will not really bother them too much. Once again, they've connected a demo as an air dribble's coming in, but Liquid have come away with the ball. Oski wants the triple, and he gets the triple!
Oski comes back with a bang! First the setup for the first, and this was even better. The first touch was flawless, the second one via Borog Torsos, even better. 2-0 Team Liquid, the start to Game 5 of their dreams. Finally, their Game 5 woes at this major look to be turning over a new page. Maybe Fever's in though, but not quite this time.
Both goals have been Oski beating his opponent to the ball. You know, we talked about it. I don't think Liquid need a game change, a game plan change. You've just got to play your game just that little bit better. If they can peak, they're a match for anyone. Their style, they mixed it up in the middle of this split, and it just made them, I think, play far worse. When they're not playing that confident, aggressive style, they don't look like the same team. So I'm glad to see that they've stuck to that. They've not had any doubt of their ability to win this, even after losing 2 games. Now, balls in Power's court. What have they got in response? Tight angle snipe just off target.
So near, but they are playing such a high third man Power. They're really going for this one already. The kitchen sink is well and truly in play as Torsos comes up. He has Amphis to his right. Goes solo instead, trying to charge down that man Oski, who is everywhere on the pitch right now. Every double touch going his way. Ball finds its way back to him, in fact. It's like it's magnetically attracted to the man. The stealing with him, Amphis booms it as far as he can. And Chronic can't quite get the touch. Now there's Atto. Torsos has to get in the way or else there'll be an easy third for Liquid. Still could be. Atto shoots, but Amphis saves.
Just under 3 minutes left. Here comes Oski again. He has been a nightmare to deal with in Game 5. Past one, but the second denies him. It's just all about Oski in this game, and this is why Team Liquid are so difficult to play. If any one of them pop off, we saw it from Game 1, in Game 1 from Chronic. We've seen it from Atto several times recently as well. This game has been Oski. Any one of them can show up and do the heavy lifting. Oh, that's a massive fake. Chronic denied by Fever, who, credit to him, got faked out, turned right back around, put a challenge in.
Yeah, didn't get frustrated after being almost embarrassed for a second. Did his job in the end. But it's still Liquid attack. Torsos has to get a touch and does. Atto is just buzzing about, making himself frustrating, causing Power never to have a clean touch out. It's with that ball, but they're never going to get it again. A 50-50 is the best they can hope for. Chronic's coming forward. Amphis has to stand up tall here, but he's just going to be shepherded away. That shot not quite on target. We're running out of time already. The disastrous start for Power and the brilliance from Team Liquid. Nearly ending this one before it gets a chance to start. Oski, the man of the match based on this Game 5, almost gets himself another one. It's so near. Every time Team Liquid come forward, it looks like they're going to score. But to their credit, Power are surviving.
Well, Power came back into this series by playing so well as a unit. Now we start to see those double commits occur. I think they're entering panic stations. As time starts to run out, I think it's that the fact that they're down by 2 has got them in a bit of trouble here. If it was 1, I feel like they'd still be patiently waiting for their opportunity, but they're really forcing the issue here. haven't been able to make the big play happen. Fever with the bump. Oh, he almost got it through. Still follow up from Torstos, but Chronic easily deflects that one wide. We just need a little bit more from Power in that final third.
They're going all in, the gambles on getting this first goal as soon as they can, but even despite that, it's been 2-0 for way too long as far as they're concerned. Torstos finds Fever. Fever hopefully for himself, back to Torstos, but not happened again. More defending from Atto. His mechanics haven't been at their best, but defensively he's been strong. Fever finds Torstos. Amethyst is there waiting for it. Torstos is hoping the ball is going to wrap around for him. But Liquid defending as a 3, happy to sit back when the time is needed. This is what their experience on the big stage has given them. No more diving in when they don't have to. It looks like it's running out of time, Johnny.
Yeah, this might be one of the last chances. Power get, it's just not materialized. Oh, hold on a second. They get it out of nowhere. Well, the first shot missed. The second shot was missed hit. I mean, that looked like an attempted shot, but it passes across to Ampus. Listen, if that was a pass, that is incredible vision from Power to catch the team play as the players were rotating out at the far post. They've done it in just enough time. Here come Liquid again. Atto against Ampus, centers it. Not cleared well. Now they're gonna have control. Power on the ball.
Ampus loses out to a Chronic though. A Chronic just trying to keep this ball on the Power half for as long as he can. Torstos has some players to his side, but doesn't find them. Atto's getting involved. Fever in the way. How's the Power boost? They're all low. They can't possibly do anything when they haven't got any boost to do it with. Torstos up. It's just gonna be let die by Team Liquid. They see away the OCE threat and get themselves in to the top 8.
Well, that was a scare for Team Liquid. Power played so well from behind, 2 games down against a team in form, already with a win on the day. Power just refused to lose. They played so well as a team. If they just started off a little bit faster, I think they could have had this, but still, a solid result for Power. I know that they've been a bit up and down throughout this weekend, getting swept and then getting big wins. They finished off with a great fight. We thought it was just another sweeping loss, as the other 2 losses for them in Swiss were, but they showed real guts and came back against Team Liquid. Equally, well done to Team Liquid.
Yes.
Game 5, all the momentum with your opponents, and they trust themselves to just execute their game plan to a higher level. It wasn't a game plan change. Maybe they, gave each other a bit more space. Maybe they decided to calm a little bit more. But in terms of play style, Team Liquid do what Team Liquid do best. They beat you to the ball. They flash their mechanical skills all over the place. And they're very tough to beat when they put it all together.
It's difficult for Power, but the camaraderie is still there. The group hug, the smiles. They'll know they've really made a good account for themselves at this major.
They can definitely get a top 8 this season. I mean, we've not seen one from OCE since the Open Era started. I think they can do it. I mean, Power, I think they've got the team play figured out. They've just got to get a little bit more with the final third mechanics, with those offensive mechanics. That's what we see from the teams who are really threatening to win these tournaments.
And Team Liquid, they are just a team that, no matter how much they're struggling, all it takes is 1 split second of magic and suddenly they're back to their best.
Yeah, that's the thing about Team Liquid is it can all be going wrong and then suddenly any one of them can make a big play. They've got such mechanical stars on their team.
Well, how do they do it? We're about to find out because Leaf is on the stage with a man who has a Portuguese flag draped around his back.
That he most certainly does. One more time for Chronic and Team Liquid. Now I gotta ask you, it's been a while and we almost had an OCE team making it to top 8. It's been since like season 8. Do you feel bad for knocking them out? It's been a while, man.
Of course I don't feel bad because I won, but I mean, I feel bad for my friend Memphis because, as I said, he's my friend, so I mean, it's always bad to play against friends.
But it also feels good to win. It was close though. I felt it was on edge there. What was going on?
So the first 2 games we played like our way, our play style. Then like we got too confident and then we started not playing the play style and then we almost lost as we saw. But yeah, I think that was just overconfidence.
I feel a lot of teams say that confidence helps them. So you think too much is, how do you bring yourself back down from that then? Say, let's stay level-headed.
Like you need to have an ego when you play against certain teams, but if you get too ego, then you might start playing bad.
Now, you were just saying you're of course sad about your friends getting knocked out. Were you surprised that they got to this point and were doing so well?
I mean, we wanted to reach top 8, like for sure, so I'm not surprised. Even though our way was like 3-2 on Swiss, which is not bad. I mean, which is not good, I mean. But yeah, we're not surprised.
Now, I'm just curious, do you feel a sense of relief now that you guys have made it to that top 8? Or do you immediately start thinking about the matches coming and get anxious again?
No, I think it's the relief because in single elimination we play always better, so.
Now, I just have a question for you. Coming up next, we do have a minor region matchup. It's Space Station versus FaZe. Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm gonna back up my SSG. Okay, I'll say
You're iffy on that.
Yeah, I mean, like I have friends in both teams, so I don't know who to root for, but I think SSG is gonna take it.
All that matters is you keep getting dubs, and you're getting them so far. One more time for Chronic. As